One of the biggest poisons that is going to hold a lot of you back from committing to your goals and getting one step closer to them and actually seeing it through is fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of not knowing how a certain play is going to turn out, the fear of embarrassment, the fear of failure, the fear of people looking at you in a certain way when you do try these things, the fear of people from your hood that are still on that lame shit, looking at you doing this quote unquote weird shit, this different shit, and actually trying to make a life for yourself. But why do we have that fear? Why is it so hard for us to change our perspective and think of the positive perspective? I look at the likes of Travis Scott, who literally took a gamble, left university, which his parents paid for, and used the money they were sending him to literally start up his music career and actually make a successful career for himself. But how did he get there? He didn't get there by being fearful. Otherwise, he would have second guessed it. He would have second guessed, why am I using my parents' money for that? Why am I quitting college? No, he used belief and the positive energy within his brain to think he can go and do those things. So I ask you, why can you not think of that? And this could be for so many things, bro. Like, even relationships. I know there's a loneliness epidemic right now with a lot of men, but I don't even think it's a loneliness epidemic. I just think people are scared of connection nowadays. Ever since COVID, I think a lot of people have just been scared to connect with people and go outside and meet people, go on dates, be romantic, and expose parts of themselves, especially in this digital era, because you have that fear of failure, that fear of being judged. But why don't you have the fear of being loved, the fear of being accepted, the excitement of it, even the anxiety of being accepted? I look at myself and I'm like, there's this one special person in my life that I would have never got this close with if I didn't take a chance and go on a special occasion with them. If I didn't, on that day, 6 years of history wouldn't have happened. Now, I can't go too deep into that, but you see what I'm trying to say. It all comes with a certain risk. A certain risk you need to take, a certain opportunity that comes your way that you need to say yes to. It's no half-heartedness, just go, because you believe that you deserve it. You know, when you show life that you're ready and you're not half-hearted, it will reward you. And I can say that full-heartedly, bro. There's a lot of things that I have done this past year that has gotten me one step closer to my goal, but I didn't let fear get in the way of me. And even when fear did get in the way, I was getting anxious about situations. I just calm myself down and keep going and show fear that there's nothing to be scared of. As I said in my last videos, one of the first videos I started on the channel was let fear be your best friend, because you show fear that there's nothing to be scared of. You show fear that you've got this. Taking that risk, taking that chance, not knowing if you're gonna, come out of it, on the bullseye, but trying your best, trying your hardest. Because how are you supposed to make anything great? How are you supposed to really build the dream life that you want if you're not at least throwing targets and missing? Greatest shooters in life, the ones who have committed their whole life, the Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, they have missed the most shots. Why? Because they put up the most shots. You're not putting up no shots, so how are you supposed to shoot? How are you supposed to get any in? It makes no sense. You expect so much from life, but you're not taking any risks. You're not making any bold moves. Bold moves is what gets you the bold results. Understand that. So while you're living so comfortably, yes, you can live comfortably, live off of your savings. That can be your life, but I know you don't want that. A lot of people bullshit to themselves because it hurts their ego, and they say they want that, they're okay with it, but I know they're not. And it hurts me, man, the fact that people ain't taking enough risks, man. Because when you look back at it, you look back and you're like, in a few years when you're 30, you look back and be like, what was I doing? Nah, man. And you look back and you be like, okay, I was doing the same shit. Are you gonna be satisfied? No. So go and take that risk. I look at the likes of Nipsey Hussle as well. When I talk about not being scared of what people think, Nipsey Hussle, he literally left the streets, became a businessman, an entrepreneur, became a rap nigga, and created one of the biggest dynasties within LA around his name, and it's still active to this day. He didn't do that. If he was scared about what people were thinking, you think he would have left the streets? No, he would have probably ended up in jail, or he would have died a gangbanger. But no, he made something of himself because he didn't have that fear. He took that risk. He didn't know how it was gonna go, and he was making plenty of money in the streets. But that wasn't right to him. That wasn't the life he wanted to live. So while you're comfortable working in the job, I know that's not the life you want to live. While you're comfortable in the streets making illegal money, I know that that's not the life that you want to live. But you're scared. You're scared of leaving it behind. You're comfortable. You're attached to this idea that you've brought to yourself. And that's why you'll keep going. How do we practically take risks though? Well, first, as I said, eliminating that fear and becoming greedy. I think another thing, we've become conditioned to not be greedy because I was reading in the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A lot of kids get conditioned from a young age to just be happy with the bare minimum. Okay, we've got food at home. Kids in Africa ain't got food. Or at least you have a bed to sleep on. Mom, I want this. No, be grateful that you have that. Now, those are good things, of course. I'm not saying those are bad things for parents to be saying, but realize that conditioning gets to you. Instead of you from a young age being like, how can we afford this? Your parents are telling you, you can't afford this. You can't have this. Be grateful for what you have already. So from a young age, you're already conditioned to just be accepting. No, become greedy. Know what you're worth. Know what your life is deserving of. Know that you're deserving of having these amazing views to be in the presence of. Know that you're deserving of going on holidays when you want. Know that you're deserving of having a nice car if you want a nice car. Know that you're deserving of having a beautiful wife if you want a beautiful wife. Know what I mean? Like, but these things come with being greedy. Come with taking risks. Know what I mean? And having that greed there is what will make your actions more greedy, add more bravado to your actions because you want more, you thirst for more. Just think about the regret. Think about you looking back in a few years and being like, yo, I didn't do that. Some lame ass shit, bro. Real talk. I think the law of detachment as well, and if you don't know what that is, study it. Study your law of detachment. The law of detaching yourself emotionally from whatever you're pursuing. Because once you detach yourself emotionally, creating risks, doing the riskier moves become a lot more entangling, become a lot more thoughtless, but in a nice way, not in a way where you're just making stupid decisions. You're making critical decisions without thinking twice, without, taking a step back and renegotiating with yourself. It's like when you put women down from a pedestal that you once had them on. You know what I mean? You speak to a bunch of women and you see that women are just, normal humans. But when you don't have your foot in the game for so long, you kind of pedestalize women because you want them so badly. Same way, you got to de-pedestalize whatever goal you're trying to get. Don't put it so far away from you. Put it down here and the actions that you take towards it will become a lot more simpler. Know what I mean? For me, that comes with envisioning too, like just being so certain that you're going to get there. Remember, keep that belief, keep that energy that you're going to get to wherever you're going to get to. Once you put that disbelief and you put that doubt, it's like you're so scared of whatever steps you're taking. You're taking baby steps. You're taking the steps that ain't risky. So you have to believe. And belief comes with envisioning, like I said. Really envision the life that you want. You gotta know yourself, man. You gotta know yourself for all of these things, bro. It's deeper than what you think it is. Know yourself. What do you want? Know what I mean? This is what this video is about. What do you want? What's it gonna take? What risk is it gonna take? I'm not even saying you gotta do like the craziest shit to start off with if you're not feeling it, but at least take a step, bro. Because realize one step a day is going to get you to something big eventually. Or you're going to get more comfortable with the idea of taking riskier moves the more baby steps you take at the start. So if that's what you need to do to start with, I know that's kind of contradicting myself, but I look at myself and the person that I used to be. I definitely was taking baby steps before even taking the big moves that I take now. So yeah, like, create habits, man. Create habits that are around your success, and riskier moves will become more stimulating. Even it'll become more exciting rather than something that you're scared of, because you'll be looking for that. At least for me, I look for that pressure. I look for the riskier moves. I look for the things that will bring me anxiety. I look for the moves that will bring me some sort of depth, some sort of fulfillment. That doesn't come from shit I was doing years ago. So realize the time to start is now. Start now. Get yourself used to it. Get yourself used to the grind. and just keep doing it, man. I also look at the likes of Kanye West, who had no one supporting him when he was trying to become a rapper and pursue that rap career, but he had that belief, he had that underlying belief that he was meant to become a rapper, that he was meant to be heard on stations, he was going to win. He didn't have no doubt, and that's what pushed him to go to these different cities on low amounts of money in his bank account and really pursue the thing that he wanted to pursue, not scared of how people are judging him and things of that nature. I look at the likes of Michael B. Jordan, whose mom was a single mother, didn't even have money really to support her own situation, let alone his, but she still take him to practices. He still had that belief with himself that he was going to win at the career that he was pursuing, and he had that belief around him too, which is always nice, but you don't need it. And look where he's at. He's winning Grammys. The thing is, these people have all the odds against them. They have all the things to tell them, no, you can't achieve this. You can't achieve this. But what did they do? They took risks. They took risks in order to get a big reward. Now, I mean, that came from being greedy, and that came from just knowing themselves and what they deserved and what they wanted out of life. You understand? Without further ado, it's been your boy Men's TV. Bring back 900 thoughts from the dome to your phone. Take that risk, whatever it is, go and do it. I don't care if it brings you anxiety. I don't care if it makes your heart beat so much that you put yourself away from it. Realize that's the thing that's keeping you in the same loop, and you're going to be in the same loop for years on years on years until you take big moves, you take risks, that you take the heart-wrenching decisions. Those are the decisions you need to take. Those are the decisions that are going to make you learn more about yourself. Whether you lose or win, there's no such thing as losing anyways, because you learn always about yourself. You learn something about yourself in those occasions, and that just makes you more smarter within your next moves. But how are you going to get to the next moves if you're not even starting to lose? Oh, that's a bar, man. Yeah, it's been your boy Men's TV. Peace.